Hello everybody, I'm George from Ireland, and just in case you think I'm never in Ireland, here I am in Dublin, and behind me is Kevin Barry Memorial Hall. And I used to go in there sometimes in the late 90s because they had a bit of a bookshop on the ground floor, perhaps the only unionist in the world who was a regular reader of An Phoblacht, as in The Republic, which was Sinn Féin's newspaper, which was cravingly obedient to the Sinn Féin leadership. And obviously it was valorising the crimes of the IRA. It's called Kevin Barry in honour of a UCD medical student who was hanged in November 1920 for the murder of a soldier here in Dublin. And apparently, I don't know that much about the actual incident. Soldiers were there to take bread from a bakery, and after the shooting incident, the IRA had ambushed them. Barry hid under a lorry, and some young woman said, "Oh, there's somebody under there." And if it hadn't been for that, he would have got away with it. That's the tale I heard. I'm not exactly sure about it. So he was sentenced to death. Now, he claimed that he was mistreated by these soldiers when he was in custody, like having his arms twisted behind his back, which might well be true. I mean, even he didn't go so far as to say it was torture. So there's a well-known ballad about him. So the execution was scheduled. No IRA man had been executed since 1916 at that point. And so the conflict going since Salah had Beg 1919, have been going there for close on 2 years. And so a few hundred soldiers and Royal Irish Constabulary officers had been murdered by the IRA, and nobody had been executed, proving the Crown forces were not particularly harsh at the courts. Now, it is true, there were crimes against civilians by members of the Crown forces. By the end of that first troubled times, 11th of July 1921, up to 500 civilians have been killed by the Crown forces. I realise there'll be some honest mistakes and things like that. Some people caught in the crossfire, but some of it must have been deliberate. So some murders by the Crown forces as well. Anyway, his execution, I can't remember, was it scheduled for All Souls Day or All Saints Day? Anyway, a day when an awful lot of people would be hearing Mass. But I can't remember who it was the head of the RIC said, if this execution doesn't go ahead, I will resign. But anyway, he was topped at the age of 18 and then buried within the walls of Mountjoy prison. And it's only 1999 where he and his about 10 IRA men who were hanged were disinterred and reburied, I think in Glasnevin, having a military funeral. So that is Kevin Barry Memorial Hall. But had he lived, he might have approved of the Treaty of 1921. We don't know. But Sinn Féin used to posthumously conscript all these dead Republicans into their ranks. We've no idea whether these people would have approved of compromises later on or not, as Sinn Féin itself did. Well, I loathe Sinn Féin, but I do agree with them on some things. I agree with them on Palestine. I'm glad that the conflict is over. So they're no longer just the political face of the IRA. Now they're a mainstream political party, the most popular political party in the Republic of Ireland. So, I mean, it's only a matter of time before they form a government. They've already been part of the coalition in Northern Ireland. I don't see why they should never be part of the government in the Republic. And there are people saying, oh, well, they're still involved in the IRA Council. But does the provisional IRA even exist? I don't think so. I know the real IRA does, fortunately completely ineffectual. So there we are on Parnell Square West, okay, named in honour of the guy who was leader of the Home Rule Party in the 1880s, early 1890s. And had he got his way, maybe the IRA never would have come about. Maybe he would have been Prime Minister of a Home Rule Ireland. Well, thank you for watching my video. Make sure you subscribe on Patreon, donate PayPal. Goodbye.